Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, a man accused of murdering a woman in Acadia National Park faces a court arraignment.
Plus, the town of Surrey is coming up with a plan to stop dangerous drivers from speeding through town.
And we'll also check out a new mural in downtown Bangor that's helping to beautify the area. It really is pretty, too.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It looks like a great Friday ahead. It looks like the stretch of nice weather will continue right into the weekend, too.
I know. Talk about beautifying the area. Conrad Sapinski has all the details.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. Our first weather today is brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, temperatures are cold today. Not as warm as we had the last several days. Check out these low temperatures. 33 in Bangor right now, but look at Bar Harbor just down south. Mid to upper 40s, so that ocean water is still keeping us warm right by the coast. But in general, away from the coast, lots of 20s and 30s. Yes, it is that type of morning. Mostly cloudy skies for the most part in and around the state. A couple of light drizzles and a couple of flurries in the northern part of the state. All of this is very light, and it is starting to move out of the region. Our muggy meter does show our dew points rising by Tuesday, especially by Wednesday when more chances of showers start to arrive. But take a look at the weekend. Really low dew points Saturday into Sunday, same thing on Monday, so it will feel comfortable. So enjoy this weekend while these warm temperatures stick around. Today, slightly above average temperatures, hovering around 59 degrees with sunny skies. It will be a little bit on the breezy end. Tonight, a little bit warmer than what we had today morning, 41 as a low. Clear skies and areas of dense fog will be possible. But look at tomorrow's highs, really warm, 65 as a high, mostly sunny skies once again, kind of like today as we continue to warm up today into the upper 50s to low 60s. Craig and Emma?
All right, thank you, Conrad. In today's news, a Portland man charged with murder in connection with a death in Acadia National Park in June entered a plea in court yesterday.
35-year-old Raymond Lester entered a not guilty plea at his arraignment Thursday afternoon. 35-year-old Nicole McKemmy died in a hit-and-run incident at the Schoodic Education and Research Center in Winter Harbor. McKemmy was leading a Black Excellence retreat at the center at the time of her death. A state police spokesperson says her body was found on a paved walking path on the Schoodic campus. Court records show police found tire tracks leading from a nearby parking lot. Police say Lester had been in a relationship with McKemmy and he was at the retreat. The U.S. Marshals Service Violent Offender Task Force arrested Lester in Cancun, Mexico, and he was returned to Maine. The Hancock County Grand Jury indicted him for murder in August.
Maine State Police are currently investigating a homicide in Lewiston. On Wednesday, the Lewiston Police Department discovered the body of a deceased man after responding to a robbery complaint near 53 River Street. The body was taken to the medical examiner's office in Augusta for an autopsy. That autopsy revealing that he died as a result of homicide. Some neighbors reported hearing gunshots, but police haven't confirmed that yet. Major Crimes Unit detectives and members of the State Police Evidence Response Team all continue to interview witnesses at the scene. Maine State Police officials say the identity of the man won't be released until his next of kin has been notified.
A 14-year-old is facing charges following an assault in Bangor that sent another teenager to the hospital. Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McAmbley says officers were called to the area of Langley Street just before 7:30 Tuesday night for a report of a person being assaulted with a knife. He says when officers arrived, they found a 14-year-old bleeding from his abdomen. The boy was taken to a local hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. According to McAmbley, officers interviewed witnesses but did not find the suspect. They did find a BB gun that is believed to be involved. On Wednesday, though, Bangor police detectives searched a Bangor residence and arrested a 14-year-old male. The boy is charged with elevated aggravated assault. He was taken to the Long Creek Youth Development Center in South Portland.
A Portland jury convicted a corrections officer of manslaughter for causing a fatal crash after working consecutive 16-hour shifts. Kenneth Morang told police that he fell asleep before his truck collided with a family that was returning home from a movie in July of 2019. He testified he wasn't sure about whether he fell asleep or passed out because he had no memory of the moments before the crash. 9-year-old Raylan Bell died days later. The jury returned its verdict yesterday.
The family of Graham Locker is planning multiple rallies across the state to recruit more help in their ongoing search. 38-year-old Locker has not been seen since he ran from the Dorothea Dix Psychiatric Center in Bangor in early June. His mother, Tammy Locker Scully, says Graham is diagnosed autistic and schizophrenic, and she believes he could be hiding in the woods. They're hoping to enlist more help statewide to boost the changes of finding Graham before winter sets in.
We've tried to expand the effort to find him to the entire state by my husband and I visiting every homeless shelter in the state, and we've tried to make people aware of his disappearance across the entire country through social media posts.
The rallies will take place in Bangor on Friday, in Augusta on Saturday, and again in Portland on Sunday. Locker's family will be handing out blaze orange hats and tip sheets describing Graham and what to do if you spot him. The family recently increased the reward for information leading to Graham's safe return from $500 to $2,500.
In other news, funding is on the way to Maine hospitals to help them in their recovery from the pandemic. The Maine Department of Health and Human Services has issued $25 million in payments that went out on Wednesday. According to a statement, those payments will help the hospitals address ongoing challenges such as workforce recruitment and retention. Governor Janet Mills said, quote, "When the pandemic tested Maine hospitals, they rose to the challenge to take care of Maine people. Now, with ongoing challenges, this investment will advance the recovery and help ensure that they can continue to deliver the quality care that Maine people expect and deserve."
Crisis in Bangor is often a topic of discussion at City Council meetings. On Monday, at the Government Operations Committee meeting, a presentation from a Washington state company revealed a potential temporary solution. Benjamin Simons from Pallet showed off the temporary structures that have been the answer for some other cities around the country. These buildings can be set up in as quickly as 45 minutes. He says that this kind of housing for the city's homeless is a way for them to feel secure since the structures have locking doors for their belongings. They also offer a clean, warm option for them to stay in during the winter months. This idea was warmly received by the committee.
This feels incredibly different from what you probably envision as a congregate shelter, in that it feels very home-like. It feels very safe. It feels supportive, and you see the success from it.
I'm cautiously in favor of this. I truly believe this is a good project. When it is done in totality, it can't be addressed just a shelter. It's more than just a shelter.
Issues. And this solution, imperfect and not a silver bullet, but a shelter village would allow us to work on all three of those issues: housing, substance use disorder, and mental health care.
There are still many questions that need to be answered before the city can approve a shelter village. The Operations Committee recommended that this idea has merit, but more conversations are needed to move this forward.
The town of Surrey is trying to slow down traffic along Route 172. The section of the road through Surrey has been the site of multiple speed-related crashes over the years, including a fatal crash that happened just this past July. Multiple homes and businesses line the roadway, putting pedestrians close to the traffic. The town has recently placed gateway signs at each end of the village, encouraging drivers to slow down.
People need to pay attention, and hopefully the gateway signs here in Surrey will help slow down traffic, and maybe other villages will consider the same thing.
The town has also a radar speed sign that is placed around the town to alert speeding drivers. The posted speed limit is 35 miles per hour along that stretch of road. So be advised, slow down when you're traveling through Surrey.
Yeah, I know. Those blue and white flashing lights always get me really well.
They get your attention, don't they?
Not the police, but
yeah.
You know what I mean. Well, the time is now 8:09. And coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a local scrap metal company wants to reopen a Bucksport landfill. We'll have the story.
But first, let's take another look at that forecast. A beautiful sunny day on the way. The highs up near 60 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear. It will get a little chilly out there. Tomorrow, though, another mostly sunny day. The highs in the mid-60s. Get out there and enjoy.
87,000 new IRS agents. Jared Golden and the Democrats in Congress voted to hire them. They doubled the size of the IRS to seize another $20 billion in new taxes from the middle class. And now Democrats openly threaten to raise taxes again next year. Jared Golden won't stop them. He votes with Biden and Pelosi 83% of the time. It's a war on the middle class, and Jared Golden marches with them. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's been a great summer at Dorsey Furniture, but it's time to start thinking about fall. Our new fall introductions are arriving daily and we need to make room. This means big discounts on selected items. How big? Half off. We didn't stop with just a few items. We have marked down every item in every department. Come to Dorsey Furniture during our fall clearance sale and you won't be disappointed. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden.
Have you stopped by our new location? Now located at 67 Belmont Avenue in Belfast. We recently moved and renovated a home from 1965 into our new retail establishment. We tripled the space. Bigger space means even more products than before. Over 50 vape flavors, water pipes, hand pipes, and accessories. There's something for everyone. At Riptide, we want it to feel like home. Because it is.
If you haven't heard about Pictionary, the greatest family favorite game around, where have you been hiding? That's hiding. Under a rock? Come on, I'm really good at this.
Jerry O'Connell hosts the world's greatest family party game, Pictionary.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
I would win every time.
A scrap metal company has proposed reopening a landfill at the site of a former Bucksport mill. American Iron and Metal owns part of the site at the old Verso paper mill. Now they're asking the town of Bucksport to partner in getting the landfill up and running.
There can't be a commercially owned landfill in Maine now due to laws passed in the 80s. But municipalities can operate landfills.
Further discussions on the project will take place during a committee meeting on November 10th.
Well, Bucksport is moving ahead with phase 2 of its downtown revitalization project to improve buildings' storefronts in the downtown area. The ongoing project will cost $95,000 and is expected to bring in $281,000 of revenue for the town. That's according to Richard Rotella, who is the Community and Economic Development Director.
It's another way to show that the town is invested in its citizens, in its businesses, and we are here to help. It's just going to enhance the overall look of the downtown.
Rotella says the first phase of the project utilized funds from the Maine Department of Transportation's MPI program to replace some of the deteriorating walls in downtown Bucksport. Phase 2 is now underway, and Rotella says work has begun for phase 3 of the project, which will improve streets and sidewalks in downtown Bucksport.
Good news, good news, yep.
Well, the time now is 8:13. Coming up after the break, we'll hear about the influx of new students at local community colleges ever since free scholarships are being offered.
We'll be right back.
I think Janet Mills has been a pretty okay governor. Actually, I mean, she's been a good governor. And, okay, I think she's been a great governor. Okay, did I get it right?
Nice work, Angus.
Okay. Now, look, the formula seems to be no partisan brawls, working together with the parties, taking ideas from everybody.
Right. Turns out in this day and age, working together still pays off.
Who could believe it? See? Pretty okay.
I'll take it. Thanks, Angus.
This is an important message for everyone on Medicare. Attention everyone on Medicare. Today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you don't have a Medicare Part C plan, call now because there may be plans with extra benefits simply not covered under Medicare Parts A and B. That's right, there are people on Medicare but don't have a Medicare Part C plan, which covers everything in Part A and Part B, plus some may include extra benefits only in Medicare Part C. Here's the good news. Everyone on Medicare can call now now during the Medicare annual enrollment period. We will check to see if you may be missing out on a Medicare Part C plan with additional benefits. Call the number on your screen. Don't wait. The deadline for the annual enrollment period is December 7th. Call to speak with a licensed insurance agent. You don't get Medicare Part C plan benefits automatically, so call now before the deadline for your free, no-obligation Medicare benefits review. Just call 800-804-9851. 800-804-9851.
You work the night shift. Take the extra shift. Wake up before dawn, and every paycheck you pay into Medicare and Social Security to fund the retirement you deserve. Bruce Poliquin voted to cut Medicare and put Social Security benefits at risk. He even wants to raise the retirement age. Pretty rich coming from a millionaire politician who's never had to pull an extra shift. Moderate PAC is responsible for the content of this act.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Maine community college systems have seen an increase in enrollment following free college scholarships. A 12% increase was seen in fall enrollment alongside a almost 30% uptick in first-time students. The MCCS has also seen a over 15% increase in credit hours as students partake in more classes. At least 4 colleges have reported a 20% increase in credit hours. The free college scholarship was included in the state's most recent supplemental budget.
We clearly have the graduating class of 2023, the funding for the graduating class of 2023 in legislation and the funding appropriated.
High school students who have graduated from 2020 through 2022 are eligible for this scholarship. Students who earned a high-set diploma within that time frame are also eligible for the scholarship.
Well, if you're driving by the Shaws on Main Street near downtown Bangor, you may notice a mural being painted on the side of the building. Matthew Jurancic checked it out.
The Bangor community means a lot to me, having grown up here and done a lot of the community work here too. And I just really wanted a scenery that would capture the heart of what it means to be a part of this community and also show a place that's like treasured to both me and a lot of Mainers.
Murals such as the one painted by Sam Bullard are really inspiring a change to this area of the city.
Part of that is serving the surrounding neighborhood, and we got some grants that allow for us to have murals in the neighborhood. It's kind of part of a participatory effort to help lift up our community.
Revitalization projects such as the Shaw's mural is how Faircloth says that the effort given will help beautify the city.
That's part of the vision, is that we think it's a terrific neighborhood. It's been sort of neglected, and that we're helping to bring people together. So this is really part of a overall plan to do our part to help lift up this section of the city.
And Faircloth told me that murals such as this one is only the start to making Bangor better and safer to live.
We're going to have more murals come in 2023. We'll look at some locations. We've talked about some locations with the city. So it'll partly be based upon what our committee decides in collaboration with those wherever we seek to locate the mural.
Alana Lindsay, a lifelong Mainer who assisted Bullard with this mural, says art is the best medicine to creating safe and comfortable environments.
People, they want to live somewhere that they can enjoy being in, and it's hard to really respect your environment if it's not beautiful.
Bullard is thankful for being picked to do this mural and hopes to inspire others to follow in her footsteps.
I'm glad that it uplifts people's spirits and that people are excited to see more art in Bangor.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Beautiful job there. I love that.
I love it. Bright colors. That's one of my favorite things in art, just vibrancy.
Add some flavor to the city.
Right. Well, the time is now 8:19.
Let's take a look at our full forecast. Here's Conrad.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. It's a Friday morning. Our Maine weather today is brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, taking a little further look all across the Northeast. Not much going on. A couple of clouds still lingering. We did have a couple of sprinkles in the northern part of the state, mixed with a couple of flurries as temperatures are on the colder end, but in general, we are in the clear. Just some partly to mostly cloudy skies across the state, and we will continue to be on that dry weather pattern. Not only dry, but temperatures will also be on the higher end. So go out and about. This is the weekend to enjoy the outdoors and really enjoy those warm temperatures. We've actually had warm temperatures the last week and a half. Look at this trend. Lots of red colors showing up. Besides yesterday, a little bit on the cooler and slightly below our average, but still, hey, we'll take those 50s any day. And even warmer weather is on the way. Our average high this time of year, around 56 degrees, but take a look at this weekend. Look at Saturday, 65, 64 on Sunday. Mother Nature knows exactly what she's doing with those warm temperatures. Slightly cooler on Monday, but look at that rebound by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Close to 70 degrees on Wednesday. Wow, it's getting hot in here, and it will continue to warm up as temperatures continue to rise throughout the week. Winds are not a big issue outside right now. Pretty much a 0-mile-an-hour wind in Bangor. Bar Harbor coming in with a 3-mile-per-hour wind. So with those colder temperatures, we definitely don't want those winds to be on the breezy end. But by tomorrow afternoon, they will be. They will start to rise. Still nothing on the higher end, around a 15 to 20-mile-per-hour wind gust. Nothing to really worry about, but still, might as well hold your hats. Today, though, temperatures will continue to rise into those upper 50s to low 60s under some sunny skies, a little bit breezy conditions sticking around. Tonight, though, temperatures will be dropping around 41 degrees with those clear skies, and areas of dense fog will be developing, so really be careful by the morning hours on Saturday as temperatures rise well above average once again in those mid-60s under a mostly sunny sky. And our extended forecast outlook does show those warm temperatures sticking around, but like they say, everything great comes to an end. Look at Monday and Tuesday, more chances of showers.
In the meantime, enjoy the sunshine. Maybe head down to the coast this weekend. I think that's where the foliage is still the most brilliant.
I know. I hope to do so.
Yeah, get out there and enjoy it while we can. Snow's on the way, folks.
Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But it is. It's coming.
Well, on another note, still much more to come as Good Morning Maine continues.
87,000 new IRS agents. Jared Golden and the Democrats in Congress voted to hire them. They doubled the size of the IRS to seize another $20 billion in new taxes from the middle class. And now Democrats openly threaten to raise taxes again next year. Jared Golden won't stop them. He votes with Biden and Pelosi 83% of the time. It's a war on the middle class, and Jared Golden marches with them. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry. Charmin Ultra Soft is now even softer, so you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it. Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Looking for a new work experience? Fox and ABC Bangor are partnering with local employers to feature the best local job opportunities, like this one.
Fariello Construction in Rockland is expanding and has immediate openings for laborers, transit mixer drivers, and dump truck drivers, loader operators, and a bookkeeper. To apply, visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/Fariello Construction or call 594-9840.
It's simple, and it's not an imaginary threat. In fact, it's happening right now all over the country. Bruce Poliquin would hand over control of our healthcare decisions to politicians. Poliquin would allow politicians like him to make abortion illegal, even in the case of rape and incest. But that's not the end of the story. Poliquin also supported a national abortion ban. So even if Maine says no, we still lose control of our healthcare decisions. Bruce Poliquin is a risk we just can't take. Center Forward Committee is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
Welcome back, everyone. Now to the legal victory for actor Kevin Spacey. But he's not out of the legal woods just yet. ABC's Andrea Fuji explains.
This morning, actor Kevin Spacey found not liable in a sexual battery case dating back to the 1980s.
Mr. Spacey is deeply grateful for the jury system and for this jury in particular.
It took the jury less than 90 minutes to agree Spacey did not molest fellow actor Anthony Rapp, who was seeking $40 million in damages. Rapp accused Spacey of assaulting him when he was 14 years old, and Spacey was 26 in Spacey's New York apartment. Rapp's attorney claims Spacey's story was inconsistent and not worthy of your belief. Spacey denied the accusations, pointing to the fact that he had a studio apartment at the time, not a one-bedroom, as Rapp alleged.
This was a highly intelligent, highly educated jury. They're very, very bright people, and they could see right through this.
Rapp's allegations were the first among several against Spacey at the beginning of the Me Too era.
There's no better way to overpower a trickle of doubt than with a flood of naked truth.
Spacey's career was soaring at the time with the hit Netflix show House of Cards, but he was dropped from the series and his acting career has stalled. Rapp, best known for his role on TV's Star Trek Discovery, did not speak after the verdict, but tweeted in part. Bringing this lawsuit was always about shining a light as part of the larger movement to stand up against all forms of sexual violence. This wasn't the only sexual assault allegation against Spacey. In 2019, he faced charges of groping a man at a Massachusetts bar. Prosecutors later dropped the charges. And 3 months ago, he pleaded not guilty in London to charges he sexually assaulted 3 men. That criminal trial is due to start next year. Spacey was also ordered to pay nearly $31 million to the makers of House of Cards for violating his contract by allegedly sexually harassing crew members.
Harvey Weinstein is heading back to court, this time in Los Angeles, where he will face 11 charges of rape and sexual assault. Weinstein, currently serving a 23-year sentence for sex crimes in New York, may face over 100 years in prison if convicted of all charges. Filmmaker and actor Jennifer Seibel Newsom is one of the 5 women accusing Weinstein of sexual assault in the trial. Weinstein has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Opening arguments are expected to begin on Monday.
Great Britain is in the market for a new prime minister again. Liz Truss made it only 44 days before resigning under heavy pressure. She could not recover from an economic plan calling for major tax cuts, a policy which triggered turmoil in the financial sector and rebellion within her own party. Alex Hogan has more.
The British public now preparing for the 3rd prime minister in just 4 months as Liz Truss announces she's officially stepping down.
I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
The Tory party leader started the job holding an audience with Queen Elizabeth II days before the monarch's death. Truss promised tax cuts which propelled the downward spiral of the economy. All of the plans have been completely reversed just 6 weeks later. Truss's approval rating sunk to new record lows, and her resignation comes less than 24 hours after she said she wouldn't walk away.
I am a fighter and not a quitter.
Truss will go down in history as the shortest-serving UK prime minister in the job for just 44 days. Today, President Biden thanked Truss for her partnership. When asked about the change's impact on the U.S. economy, Biden answered,
I don't think they're that consequential.
And just hours after Truss's announcement, the pound began trading higher. Nominations for a new party leader are open until Monday afternoon. Candidates would need the backing of 100 MPs. If Conservatives cannot agree on one, they'll hold a vote by next Friday. Tory party members expected to stand up for the opportunity include Rishi Sunak, the former PM candidate who lost to Truss, and even former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, an idea Liberal politicians want banned given Johnson's scandalous ousting several months ago. Labour Party politicians label these last few months as a revolving door of chaos. They are demanding a general election for the public to pick the next leader as opposed to the party in power. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Well, still to come here on the second half of our show, a special field trip for Millinocket kids to promote fire safety.
Plus, some local pre-K students got to go on their first field trip. We'll tell you about that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
She's been learning about the founding of our country, about rights and freedoms. Freedoms that today are under assault.
Politician Bruce Poliquin supported amending the U.S. Constitution to ban abortion. He even voted for a nationwide ban. Poliquin would allow politicians to stand between women and their doctors. He supported allowing states to outlaw abortion even in cases of rape or incest. We can't let Bruce Poliquin back in Congress.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Jay Pearl from Carroll Harper & Associates, Maine's most experienced Medicare health plans agency. Every day we hear how complicated navigating the Medicare maze can be. Let us help. From enrolling in Medicare to finding the right Medicare health plan, we are your go-to agency. We represent Martins Point Generations Advantage and other Medicare health plans that meet our quality standards. There's no cost or obligation for our services, so call Carroll Harper & Associates today.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, October 21st, 2022. There are 71 days left in the year. On this day in history, in 1879, Thomas Edison perfected a workable light at his laboratory in New Jersey.
In 1797, a little bit before, the U.S. Navy frigate Constitution, also known as Old Ironsides, was christened in Boston's harbor.
And in 1960, Democrat John F. Kennedy and Republican Richard Nixon clashed in their fourth and final presidential debate in New York, a debate that really kind of changed the way debates were held from then on out.
I know, it really changed people's perspectives of debates, but depending on if you watched on TV or listened on radio.
Yeah, TV changed everything.
Yep, very interesting. Well, birthdays today include legendary trumpeter Dizzy Gillespie, who was born in South Carolina in 1917. And rock singer Manfred Mann is 82 years old.
And country singer Kane Brown is 29. Happy birthday to all of them.
Yeah, I know, all sorts of musicians today. We've been on a musician streak lately. I like it.
I like that too.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's get a first check of this forecast. I mean, if there's any music being played outside this weekend, it's a perfect weekend for it.
Going to be a lot of sunshine. Get out there and enjoy.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. Our first weather today is brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, temperatures are cold today. Not as warm as we had the last several days. Check out these low temperatures. 33 in Bangor right now, but look at Bar Harbor just down south. Mid to upper 40s, so that ocean water is still keeping us warm right by the coast, but in general, away from the coast, lots of 20s and 30s. Yes, it is that type of morning. Mostly cloudy skies for the most part in and around the state. A couple of light drizzles and a couple of flurries in the northern part of the state. All of this is very light, and it is starting to move out of the region. Our muggy meter does show our dew points rising by Tuesday, especially by Wednesday when more chances of showers start to arrive. But take a look at the weekend. Really low dew points Saturday into Sunday, same thing on Monday, so it will feel comfortable. So enjoy this weekend while these warm temperatures stick around. Today, slightly above average temperatures, hovering around 59 degrees with sunny skies. It will be a little bit on the breezy end. Tonight, a little bit warmer than what we had today morning, 41 as a low. Clear skies and areas of dense fog will be possible. But look at tomorrow's highs, really warm, 65 as a high, mostly sunny skies once again, kind of like today as we continue to warm up today into the upper 50s to low 60s. Craig and Emma?
All right, thank you, Conrad.
The Granite Street School in Millinocket shared photos of their young students yesterday. Teachers led their pre-K classrooms on their first ever field trip on a walk from the school to the local fire department.
This was in order to accompany their lessons for Fire Safety Prevention Week. It was a busy day. They were even lucky enough to witness the firefighters in action as they received a dispatch call for help. They won't forget, that's for sure.
That's always a good lesson, a good field trip. Hey, and now let's take a look at some of the events happening around the area this weekend. Today, starting at 4 p.m., the Glenburn Elementary School is going to be holding a kids' Halloween holiday trail, decorated spooky trail, hay rides fit for the entire family, an art show, and skate jam in Bucksport. It's a fundraiser. Best Trick Contest, donations appreciated to fund the new skate park that starts at 5:30 in Belfast. Farmington Fright Fest, this is a big one in Farmington. Vendors, food, creepy items, fire performances, and 3 separate haunted tours. That all starts at 7 p.m. in Farmington. Shuttersome Tales of Poe, we had Ben Lehman, the director, on our show yesterday to talk about the play series at 10 Bucks Theatre in the Bangor Mall. That is tonight at 7 p.m. You can get tickets at 6:30. And tomorrow at the Maine Discovery Museum, Kids Halloween Party starts at 1, goes through 4 p.m. That's at Bangor, again at the Maine Discovery Museum. Pet Portrait mini sessions tomorrow at the Bangor Humane Society. You may not be able to get a pet portrait anymore, although slots may be full, but you can still go over, get a free goodie bag and a free dog tag from Quirk Subaru that starts at 10, goes until 2 p.m. Craft Fair in Exeter tomorrow that starts at 9 a.m., goes till 3 at 1221 Stetson Road in Exeter. And finally, a bottle drive for kids' ice traps, a fundraiser for kids who like to ice fish at Ruper's in Oxford. Starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday, goes till 3.
Lots of fun events going on, and when we come back, we'll hear from a special guest to tell us about the Pumpkins in the Park celebration that is returning this weekend. And Tyler will have all the day sports news.
We'll be right back.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary and live in the area, call now to see how this little card could get you some big benefits, including money added back to your Social Security check. With one toll-free call, you can find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. You get an all-in-one plan designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage, prescription drugs with $0 generics, dental, vision and hearing, plus the WellCare Visa Flex Card, money for over-the-counter items, and money back in your Social Security check each month, and so much more. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare plan for a $0 monthly premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 monthly premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 1-866-819-7962 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, including money added to your Social Security check to help cover your Part B premium. Call today to get your free copy of the All-in-One Guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free plan guide will give you the details you need to make a smart choice for your Medicare coverage. Just call 1-866-819-7962. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information. So call 1-866-819-7962. WellCare. Call today.
Young Sheldon Boy Genius, a small-town boy with a heightened sense of smell.
Ew. Put your shoes back on.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. It is finally that time of the year. The weather's getting colder, the days are getting shorter, and fall sports teams are preparing for their quarterfinal matchups. Wednesday was the last day of the regular season, so the heel points have all settled in, and we have our playoff schedules. Let's roll them. Starting with field hockey. In Class A, Camden Hills will play undefeated Skowhegan as the 1 seed. The 5-4 matchup is Brunswick and Mount Ararat. The 7-2 is Brewer and Oxford Hills. That's Tuesday at 4 p.m. And the 6-3 matchup, Bangor and Messalonskee. In Class B, 8th seeded Old Town taking on unbeaten Lawrence. The 5-4 game, Coney at Gardner, Oceanside at the 2nd-ranked Belfast, and then Herman will head down to Nokomis. In Class C, PCHS at Dirigo. Dirigo, the top seed. Foxcroft and Spruce Mountain are the 5-4 matchup. The 7-2 is Mount View and MCI, and then Orono will play the Dexter Central Co-op. Let's head to boys soccer now. We'll start with Class A, Hamden Academy, the 8th seed, playing Edward Little. That 5-4 matchup, Camden Hills and Lewiston. Brewer, the 6th seed, they will play Brunswick at 3:30 p.m. These are all happening on, I believe, it's Wednesday. Yes, Bangor and Mount Ararat, the 7-2 matchup, and then Caribou and Old Town, the winner of that game, will play John Baptist. That's the top seed in Class B. In Class B as well, 5-4 is Presque Isle and MDI. Foxcroft and Ellsworth are the 6-3 matchup. Oceanside and Coney. Winner of that one will play Winslow. For C and D, that's on your screen right now, the 9 and 8 matchup between Panquist Valley and George Stevens. Winner of that plays Fort Kent. Mount View and Narragansett have the 5 and 4. The winner of Calais and MCI will play the 3-seeded Bucksport. The winner of Central and Sumner will play Washington Academy. In Class D, Machias and Lee Academy will face off, and winner of that matchup, they get the prize of Bangor Christian. Maine School of Science and Math will play PVHS, and the winner of that one will play the winner of Hodgdon and Skank. That game will be at the lower seed. The 11 and 6 matchup between Woodland and Wisdom will earn Fort Fairfield. The 10 and 7 between Katahdin and Easton will earn Madawaska. Last but not least here, thank God I have some water waiting for me. Class A, Messalonskee and Brunswick, that's the 8 and 1 matchup. Brewer and Mount Blue, the 5 and 4. The 6 and 3, Mount Ararat and Camden Hills. Oxford and Bangor, the 7 and 2. For Class B, Winslow and John Bapst will face off to see who gets to play Herman girls. Herman looking to make their 2nd straight state championship. 5 and 4, Oceanside and Waterville. Ellsworth will head all the way up to Presque Isle for the 6 and 3 matchup, and the winner of Belfast and Nokomis will play the Coyotes. For Class C and D now, Orono and Washington Academy, they will face off to see who plays the unbeaten Bucksport. 5 and 4 matchup. Fort Kent and Central, Mount View and Dexter will play to see who gets Holton. Piscataquis and Dexter will also play to see who gets MCI. And then in Class D, it's Fort Fairfield and Bangor Christian, seeing who will play PVHS. Central Aroostook and Shed will face off to see who plays Hodgdon. The 11 and 6, Maine School of Science and Math and Madawaska. Winner plays Ashland. And then the 10 and 7 matchup between Easton and Woodland will decide who plays Wisdom. Let's take a breath now, and let's stay with high school sports and on the topic of playoffs. Over in Bucksport, the Golden Bucks are preparing for playoffs after their first year as an 8-man football program. Because of declining numbers, the Bucks officially transitioned to the 8-man small division this offseason, and they've had a pretty successful go at it in year 1. They finished the year the 4th overall seed in the Northern Division, hosting a playoff game this Friday, and they say it has been pretty different so far, but it's still just football.
It's definitely been a lot different than 11-man, and it's been a big switch for us as a team, but having good chemistry and just playing as a team in and out of the locker room, we've just done pretty well so far. We've cracked down on them a lot since the beginning of the season, so it's been pretty good so far.
I mean, it's still football. It's still the whole game, minus 3 people, so like I said, there's a lot more open field. It is a little different with less people on the field. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but playing the game, it's definitely a lot different.
The Bucks closed off the season down in Dexter, falling to the unbeaten Tigers 30-22, just 1 score away. They tell me that game gives them a lot of confidence heading into playoffs, knowing they were right there with the defending champs. They host the 5th seed Orono on Friday night, and they're prepared for a very good matchup.
They're a super pass-heavy team. I know the quarterback. He's pretty good. They got a good group of receivers, so we know that our secondary's got to be on their best game. Connor, last game, was isolated. He had a phenomenal game, had a pick last game. So we know that our pass coverage needs to be very, very good. They're definitely a very good team. They have a lot of skill, and their wide receivers and their defensive backs, they're very good. And their coach is very knowledgeable. He's been doing it a while, so I think it's going to be a good game.
Should be a good one over in Bucksport on Friday. So, playoff football is here in Maine. You guys know what that means. It's just about hoop season. The America East held their men's and women's basketball media days this past week as Amy Vachon and Chris Markwood gear their teams up for battle in less than 3 weeks. Maine women's basketball is coming off of a year where they rode a 16-game winning streak into the finals, but fell short against Albany. They were picked to finish 2nd this year in the preseason poll. Now Maine has a good part of their core coming back, but no Maeve Carroll or Alba O'Royce. And Coach Vachon says they feel just fine with the production.
We've been to the championship 7 years in a row. We have the player of the year back. We have 2 other starters back. I think we've proven that we're a pretty good program and that we can compete. So if we were picked, lower, I think our team would feel a little disrespected.
We're going to slide on over to the men now. They are on a different end of the spectrum. Markwood is getting ready for his first year as a head coach with his alma mater, adopting one of the lowest-ranked teams in the nation from a year ago. But right now, they're just trying to build winning habits as they turn the program around. They were picked to finish last this year in the conference, but they're excited for that rebuild.
Knew signing up for this job, that's what we were walking into. And it's something that we're going to have to build up, which is an exciting challenge. And so for me, as I said, it was expected. No major emotions one way or the other. I'm sure we'll use it a little bit with our guys, but it's nothing surprising there.
All right, let's move on down to Foxborough. I promised an update, and here it is. On practice at Thursday, Patriots quarterback Mac Jones was reportedly working with the first-string offensive line, something Bailey Zappi's been doing the past few weeks, and he looked pretty good, too. Footage from practice today, courtesy of our friends at WFXT down in Boston. Mac looked very mobile on that left ankle. All signs right now look like he is going to be the guy on Monday night against the Bears. Zappe fever is not forgotten, though. I'm sure with having him proved himself, Jones could have a tight leash. Mac does have 5 picks through his first 3 games, and Zappe with only 1 through his 2.5, if you count that Packers one. So, like we said Wednesday, Patriots have a good problem to have right now, but it looks like Jones will be under center on Monday night. Looking forward to that one on Monday night. Should be a great game. That is all the time we have for sports, though. We'll be right back after this.
It's simple, and it's not an imaginary threat. In fact, it's happening right now all over the country. Bruce Poliquin would hand over control of our healthcare decisions to politicians. Poliquin would allow politicians like him to make abortion illegal, even in the case of rape and incest. But that's not the end of the story. Poliquin also supported a national abortion ban, so even if Maine says no, we still lose control of our healthcare decisions. Bruce Poliquin is a risk we just can't take. Center Forward Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Jared Golden. Seeing some Washington politicians try and enrich themselves makes you think of this. That's why I'm working to clean up Congress by banning members from using insider information to trade individual stocks, and why I'm leading the way to stop taxpayer-funded pay raises for Congress. And I'm not taking any PAC money from big corporations that already have too much influence in Washington. I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message to clean up Congress.
$87,000 new IRS agents. Jared Golden and the Democrats in Congress voted to hire them. They doubled the size of the IRS to seize another $20 billion in new taxes from the middle class. And now Democrats openly threaten to raise taxes again next year. Jared Golden won't stop them. He votes with Biden and Pelosi 83% of the time. It's a war on the middle class, and Jared Golden marches with them. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine, everyone. We're pleased to have a special guest joining us in the studio this morning to tell us about the return of a very fun Halloween event. Andrew Lohman joining us from United Cerebral Palsy of Maine, and Pumpkins in the Park is back.
Yep, we're really excited. For the past 2 years, we've been digital, and this year we're going to be celebrating our 20th anniversary of Pumpkins in the Park at the Anna Shrine in Bangor on Sunday, October 23rd from noon to 5.
Just a few days away.
Yeah.
Yeah. For people that don't know about it, what is Pumpkins in the Park?
Yep. So it's UCP of Maine's biggest annual fundraiser. We're a nonprofit that works with adults and children with physical and intellectual needs. And it's indoor trick-or-treating at the core. Kids will trick-or-treat at business-sponsored patches as they go along. We'll also have an activities room. There will be a bounce house. We'll be doing concession stands and a DJ, so it'll be just a long day of fun.
Yeah. So trick-or-treating. So that's a lot of candy for everybody. Everybody gets some candy, but this is the sponsors will give out candy, and they'll have their own carved pumpkins, right?
Yep. Yeah, each sponsor decorates their patch or booth to a theme that they decide, and then they'll have, each patch has 10 pumpkins that they'll carve.
Awesome. So that's a beautiful photo op for anybody whose kids want to get dressed up, or anybody who wants to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there admission to come in? Because it is a fundraiser. How are you guys fundraising with this exactly?
Yep. So it's $3 a person, $10 a family. Tickets are available before the event. If you want to call our front office, they can get you situated, or you can just buy tickets right at the door. We'll also be doing a sensory-friendly hour for individuals who prefer the lights on and the music down low from 11 to noon.
Nice.
Yep.
So very inclusive.
Yes.
Awesome.
I've been to this before. You're talking about a bunch of pumpkins, too. These local businesses and organizations, they've got a bunch of pumpkins and decorated them, as you said. How many pumpkins are we talking about?
Yeah, so we have 20 sponsors this year, so we'll have 200 pumpkins there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That should be neat once it's all lit up, too.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, the most important thing is, where does the money go from this? You have a lot of neat programs that you're helping people with disabilities.
Sure, yeah. We offer programs for a really wide variety. We have anything from early childhood education to a 24-hour intermediate care facility. We offer outpatient mental health services. So just a really wide variety of services.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so serving the community in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, for sure.
And fundraising in such a fun way.
Yeah, it's the biggest annual one for us, and to get the community involved and out with us and supporting is just so great.
Right, and this is the 20th one, so I'm sure a lot of people in the area already really know about it. And
yeah, we hope so.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to this being the biggest and best one we've done yet.
Yeah.
What do you like about it personally? This I know a lot of work goes into these things too.
I really I'm a big on Halloween, so it's just gets me in the Halloween spirit and ready for the season.
Same, yeah. I need pumpkin carving suggestions because I always go with the same just big teeth smile. I'll go and I'll find some suggestions for my pumpkins.
Yeah, there's going to be some really creative ones.
Awesome.
Well, if you're not in the Halloween spirit yet, head on over to the Anna Shrine on Sunday and you can check this out. I'm sure you can get some more information online if you need it.
Yep, either on our website or our Facebook page.
UCP of Maine?
Yes.
.org?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, UCPofmaine.org.
And I'll post this video interview and we'll have a link to their website as well.
Awesome.
Andrew, we hope you have a great event. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, guys.
Of course.
Back with more after this.
Thank you so much, Craig and Emma. It's a Friday morning. Our Maine weather today is brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, taking a little further look all across the Northeast. Not much going on. A couple of clouds still lingering. We did have a couple of sprinkles in the northern part of the state, mixed with a couple of flurries as temperatures are on the colder end. But in general, we are in the clear. Just some partly to mostly cloudy skies across the state. And we will continue to be on that dry weather pattern. Not only dry, but temperatures will also be on the higher end. So go out and about. This is the weekend to enjoy the outdoors and really enjoy those warm temperatures. We've actually had warm temperatures the last week and a half. Look at this trend. Lots of red colors showing up. Besides yesterday, a little bit on the cooler end, slightly below our average, but still, hey, we'll take those 50s any day. And even warmer weather is on the way. Our average high this time of year, around 56 degrees, but take a look at this weekend. Look at Saturday, 65, 64 on Sunday. Mother Nature knows exactly what she's doing with those warm temperatures. Slightly cooler on Monday, but look at that rebound by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Close to 70 degrees on Wednesday. Wow, it's getting hot in here, and it will continue to warm up as temperatures continue to rise throughout the week. Winds are not a big issue outside right now. Pretty much a 0-mile-an-hour wind in Bangor. Bar Harbor coming in with a 3-mile-per-hour wind. So with those colder temperatures, we definitely don't want those winds to be on the breezy end. But by tomorrow afternoon, they will be. They will start to rise. Still nothing on the higher end, around a 15 to 20-mile-per-hour wind gust. Nothing to really worry about, but still, might as well hold your hats. Today, though, temperatures will continue to rise into those upper 50s to low 60s under some sunny skies, a little bit breezy conditions sticking around. Tonight, though, temperatures will be dropping around 41 degrees with those clear skies, and areas of dense fog will be developing, so really be careful by the morning hours on Saturday as temperatures rise well above average once again in those mid-60s under a mostly sunny sky. And our extended forecast outlook does show those warm temperatures sticking around. But like they say, everything great comes to an end. Look at Monday and Tuesday, more chances of showers.
I was a public health nurse for 29 years. I went into the homes of my neighbors, including many seniors, and cared for them. Then Paul LePage became governor. and everything changed. He kicked seniors off Maine's low-cost prescription drug plan. He cut a Social Security program when it was needed most, and even opposed Meals on Wheels funding. How cruel is that? We can't go back to Paul LePage.
The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
This is an important message for everyone on Medicare. Attention everyone on Medicare. Today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you don't have a Medicare Part C plan, call now because there may be plans with extra benefits simply not covered under Medicare Parts A and B. That's right, there are people on Medicare but don't have a Medicare Part C plan, which covers everything in Part A and Part B, plus some may include extra benefits only in Medicare Part C. Here's the good news. Everyone on Medicare can call now during the Medicare annual enrollment period. We will check to see if you may be missing out on a Medicare Part C plan with additional benefits. Call the number on your screen. Don't wait. The deadline for the annual enrollment period is December 7th. Call to speak with a licensed insurance agent. You don't get Medicare Part C plan benefits automatically, so call now before the deadline for your free, no-obligation Medicare benefits review. Just call 800-804-9851. 800-804-9851.
Joe Biden is crushing Maine. And who does Jared Golden support?
Golden's backing Biden.
Jared Golden said Joe Biden has
leadership that the country needs right now.
Higher taxes, record inflation, and still.
Golden's backing Biden.
In D.C., Joe Biden relies on Jared Golden's votes.
President Joe Biden, I'm asking you to vote for Jared Golden.
Jared Golden says he's independent, but anytime it matters, Golden's backing Biden.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
And now let's join Howard over in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
As the weather cools down, most of us start craving dishes that'll warm us up from the inside out. And even if the temperature doesn't take a big dip, the one-pot classic we're making today, chicken fricassee, will make you feel good through and through. If you're not familiar with fricassee, let me show you how to make a simple version of this French classic. The first thing we do is saute a cut-up chicken that we seasoned and coated with flour. Once browned, we take it out of the pot and saute some carrots, onions, and celery till they're tender. Then we add some chicken broth, a bunch of spices, and bring it to a boil. Next, we'll add the chicken back in along with some sliced mushrooms, and we'll let that simmer till the chicken's cooked through. Maybe serve this over some curly cooked noodles so they can soak up all that flavor-packed sauce. The nice thing about this, besides how easy it is that everything cooks in one pot, so cleanup's a breeze. To get the recipe for our classic chicken fricassee, check out our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an easy French classic way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, you might not expect to see the words Arby's and bourbon in the same sentence. Well, though, think again. The fast food chain is offering Arby's smoked bourbon for a limited time.
The company says the bourbon mimics the flavor of Arby's smoked meats because it's smoked with the same real woods the chain uses for their roast beef sandwiches. It's recommended you pair Arby's smoked bourbon with one of Arby's smokehouse sandwiches since their flavors complement each other, they say. Arby's smoked bourbon is available for purchase exclusively at arbysmokedbourbon.com. It costs $60 a bottle, though.
That's not how complimenting works. You have to have something, if it's savory, it needs to be sweet.
I don't think of fast food when I think of good bourbon anyway.
I know.
I'm sure it's wicked good, though.
Well, hey, yeah. Next up on Good Morning Maine, we're trying Arby's smoked bourbon on Monday morning.
From bourbon to Radio City, the Radio City Rockettes getting ready to kickstart their holiday season.
A record-breaking 18 dancers make up this year's cast, and they all hit the dance floor Wednesday, practicing for this year's Christmas Spectacular.
Audiences will be